Good morning, YouTube. It's Recovery Kid Seth here, enjoying the sun. Something about sitting in the sun, listening to Taylor Swift, enjoying some good dark coffee from Trader Joe's. First thing in the morning, it's a great way to start my weekend day, mornings, I should say. So yeah, today is going to be my first video as far as tips, little strategies, ways to make losing fat easier, like little tricks of the trade to lean down if that's your goal. Now, and so that's why this video is titled "Vegetables are good for fat loss." We all know that vegetables are great for our health, and we should include them in our diet, which is definitely very true. But they're also not only just good for our health, but they're great for achieving fat loss. Because for fat loss to happen, the law of thermodynamics cannot really be argued at this point. It's been proven over and over again. You have less energy in, aka calories, versus less energy out, activity, equals fat loss. So, when fat loss is the goal, you need to look at, you have to find how many calories a day you need to consume to achieve fat loss. And then once you come up with that number, look at it as like your budget for the day. So you want to spend your calories wisely, just like you would spend your money wisely because you only have so much to work with. And so, you gotta stretch it out, make them count. And so, if you are consuming foods that are high in calories and don't fill you up physically, you're not going to be able to achieve a caloric deficit worth a damn. And that's where vegetables come in. Vegetables are going to be super filling for the amount of calories that they contain. For instance, you could consume 10.5 cups of spinach for only 70 calories. And 10.5 cups of spinach is a lot of food. That's a big bowl of leafy greens. You're going to get 7 grams of protein, 7 grams of fiber, a bunch of micronutrients, for only 70 calories. So you have to be smart about it. Little tricks like that, things like that, are going to help big time. You include all those vegetables with a protein source in your meal, you're going to be full and satisfied for under 400 calories. Easy. Depending on how big your protein source is, or if you're using a ton of ranch dressing on your salad or something. But yeah. Anyways, a little side tangent. But you don't necessarily have to eat salads. You just vegetables in general are going to be low in calories and filling because the sheer volume. Like when your stomach stretches because it's starting to get full of food, it sends that full signal to your brain so you're not still hungry. And so that's what you want. You want your meals to be filling when you're in a deficit. That's key. You gotta make sure to find foods that are still filling without going over your calorie budget. And as far as starchy carbohydrates like potatoes, I like to think of a potato as a vegetable. It's technically not a vegetable, but I think of it as one. It grows in the ground in the garden just like all the other vegetables. So yeah, and a russet potato, like a pretty decent sized one, it's going to be about 160 calories, and it's filling. Potatoes are filling. 160 calories worth of potato chips, on the other hand, or tortilla chips or something, that's going to be 1 ounce. That's like 12 chips. Not going to fill you up at all for the same amount of calories. So opt for the potato. Meat and potato is a great way to go for your dinners. And the potato, they get a bad rap because they're high on the glycemic index, but disregard. They're not a bad choice at all. A potato has got more vitamin C than an orange, and it's loaded with potassium. So yeah, they are definitely a wise choice when you're trying to achieve fat loss. I mean, they're just good for your health, period. I mean, potatoes are not bad for you. But second, so yeah, so my point here is you want to use vegetables as a tool to achieve fullness. So even if, say, you are going to eat something, like you're going to have a little dessert or something, before you have that, eat a bunch of vegetables. Fill your tank up. Like, view your stomach as like a tank. Fill the tank up first. So then when you go to eat that dessert, there's already like hardly any room there for more food. So it's going to be way easier to eat that small portion of dessert, as opposed to wanting to just keep eating it because you're still hungry. But if you're already full when you go to eat your dessert, you're going to be able to eat just that small amount and be satisfied because you're already full to begin with. So that's kind of another trick I use too. If I'm going to have some ice cream or something, first I make sure my stomach is full of nutritious foods, and I'll drink water first too. So my stomach is already super full. So it's going to be way easier for me to eat that one serving as opposed to eating 5 servings. That's a mistake I've made. You never want to start eating a food that's very delicious, highly palatable, and high in calories when you're hungry, because good luck stopping after just a little bit. It's way too easy to just consume way more than you originally planned on consuming. Alright, so back to vegetables. So my second point here is they leave you satisfied too, because they're very nutrient dense. So when you eat a meal with a lot of vegetables in it, your body got that nutrition it was looking for. Your body is happy with you. Like, thank you for giving me those vitamins and minerals. I needed those. So it's going to tell you that you're full. It's going to tell you you're going to feel satisfied. You're not going to still be hungry looking for more food. Because, I mean, have you ever binged on broccoli? Probably not. But I know for myself, if I have had food binges, when I do have food binges, they happen. But when I do have them, they're on foods like cookies or ice cream or pizza or something, like, because those foods, like, one, they don't provide the nutrition that your body's looking for, so your body tells you to keep eating because it's looking for that nutrition. It wants it, so it's going to tell you to keep you hungry until it gets it, or until your stomach is so full that you physically can't fit any more in it, and then you just feel like crap. So, and then the second reason why, like, when food binges happen, it's typically on foods like that because that's just the way they're engineered. Like, they are kind of too good to be true. They taste so delicious that it's just hard to stop once you start eating them. And so, again, that goes back to my point. First, fill up on nutritious, healthier food, and then have your dessert. It's going to be way easier to stop and not go way over your calories. So yeah, I mean, the name of the game when it comes to getting lean is finding foods that leave you full and satisfied, and vegetables are going to do that for you. Oh, I mentioned fruit earlier in my video. Fruit is a good choice. Like, fruit gets a bad rap these days. A lot, it seems like in the past few years, like, oh, you don't want to eat a lot of fruit. Well, because it's high in sugar. There's a bunch of sugar in fruit. But if you're consuming 1 to 2 servings a day of fruit, that's not going to be bad for you at all. And yeah, you get some sugar, but you also get your micronutrients. You get lots of vitamin C. You get fiber. A lot of antioxidants in some fruit, especially berries. So don't avoid fruit. Just don't go overboard. I mean, if you don't drink soda, but you have a couple servings of fruit, you're in a way better place. Like, I think those recommendations, like don't eat fruit, come into play because most people consume sugary beverages throughout the day too. And so if they're adding fruit in on top of that, then they're just consuming way, way too much sugar overall. So just don't drink soda and eat fruit instead for your sugar sources. You're way better off. And like an apple is going to be, for instance, is going to be like 80 to 100 calories depending on the size, and it's got, you know, like 5 grams of fiber or something like that in it, so it leaves you they're kind of filling, honestly. They're filling and satisfying. They're a great snack. So yeah, don't stray away from fruit either. Like, I would say they're less important than vegetables when you're trying to lean down, but they're still something good to have. Like, it's not something to avoid. Now, if you're like a lot of people and you're not a huge fan of vegetables, the key to adding them into your diet is to not feel like you gotta force down kale or spinach every day. Like, you don't have to. You don't have to eat salads to be healthy, to get your vegetables in. Like, you just gotta find the vegetables that you do like and start eating them every day. You know, I don't care what they are, what vegetable is you like. If it's peas, broccoli, carrots, cauliflower, there's lots of vegetables out there. Just find the ones that you do like, that you can stand, and just experiment with different ways of flavoring them, different seasonings, sauces, or if you're like me and you want to make your broccoli or something like that absolutely delicious, saute it in butter. You know, butter is a very healthy fat source. Like, fat is not something to be feared when you are leaning down. Like, your body needs fat. Your cells are made up of fat, like your brain and everything. Like, you have to have dietary fat. It's an essential nutrient. So don't be afraid of fat. So yeah, just make it your goal at first. If you're not used to eating vegetables, just try to make it your goal to start adding them in at one meal a day, and just make yourself eat them once a day. And believe it or not, your taste buds will start to change, and you'll want to eat them more often. Like, you might catch yourself eating vegetables for lunch and dinner. I mean, ideally that's what you want to be doing anyways, but if you got to work yourself up to that point if you're not used to eating them in the first place. But yeah, believe it or not, you will, if you're like me, you'll even start craving certain vegetables. Like, I have broccoli cravings, like literally, I do. To me, it's absolutely delicious. I crave those vegetables sometimes, or like squash, another butternut squash. It's awesome. So yeah, sorry I kind of rambled on. This video got a little bit longer than I was hoping, but in the end, it all comes down to finding vegetables and fruit that you do enjoy. Experiment with different ways of preparing them, switch it up, don't let them get boring, and just eat them every day. Use them in your meals to help you feel full and satisfied so you can maintain your caloric deficit. Thanks for watching my video, and there's going to be a lot more where this one came from.